Hi guys, and welcome to this new season of Anywhere with Kristen, where I am in central Portugal off of the Silver Coast. I finally made it, and I cannot believe that I am here. I cannot believe that it has taken not days, not weeks, not months, but several years of process to get from living a typical lifestyle, running a business, and doing traditional family life in Pennsylvania to being here on the Silver Coast and sitting with you right now in my Portuguese garden. It's hard to describe the emotions and the silence that I'm experiencing in this place. This villa, made entirely of stone, I thought was going to be on a busy road, and the road is like right next to our garden wall. I think I heard 5 cars go by yesterday. It's just entirely peaceful. Even on our 23-acre hospitality complex in the middle of Pennsylvania, I never lived in a place that did not have the drone of trucks and cars going by. And this is next level small village life. I find it extremely relaxing. I find myself able to collect my thoughts a little better and to really soak in what I'm doing and to be present in the moment. It takes a bit less effort for me here versus in other places that I've lived. Certainly not in central New Jersey, mamma mia. Anyway, the last week has been really a week of transition and a week of putting myself out there in little ways. It was a bit treacherous getting here to sunny central Portugal when back in Pennsylvania on my flight day, there was flash flooding. And we got into not one, but 2 flooding incidents where there was this much water going up to the car. And just going to the airport was not a relaxing experience. And unfortunately, the stress continued after I got to the airport. So I have my dog Pepper, who I think I'm going to rename the Portuguese name for Pepper, which is Pimenta. Isn't that cute? Maybe cuter than Pepper. Me and Pimenta are going together, and Scott and Kiefer are coming in 2 weeks because we're waiting on a document for Kiefer for schooling for him to go to college here. So I decided I'm going to come here 2 weeks in advance and get the house ready. And let me tell you, there is a lot to do. I'm going to be doing an episode soon, giving you a house tour and a garden tour. We have an orchard, a pool, like there's a lot going on here. And so I'm not quite ready to show that today. I promise it is coming in an upcoming video. But just getting here, the airport, lots of cancellations, lots of delays. Pimenta and I were fortunate enough to land the back of the plane, which sounds not great because you have to wait until everybody leaves, but we had 2 seats in the back that were empty next to us. So we were able to lay out and go to sleep, and surprisingly, I had little to no jet lag at all, which is really surprising because I usually have a little bit of difficulty the first 2 days, but I've been raring to go, full of energy. I think I stopped for a coffee one time and that was it. So yay for that. So I got here, everything took a lot of time, like landed, it took time to get through customs, immigration. It took time to get through getting the rental car for a month. It took time. Everything just took time. So finally we get to the house. Both realtors are here. You know, they're showing me around, and this place is more involved, bigger than I thought, with more moving parts. Now, I will tell you, I am from New Jersey, and anytime my mother attempted to plant flowers, it didn't go that great. And so I think I've always joked that I have a black thumb and not a green thumb. Even though we owned a 23-acre farm in Pennsylvania, I always hired somebody to do the gardening part for me because I'm really, really, really bad at it. Oh, side note. So yesterday I went to the grocery store and I decided I needed parsley. So I bought parsley. It was €1. Great. I met with the gardener for the first time who gave me a tour of the property. Guess what? I have a huge patch of parsley and bay leaves and all kinds of other stuff I don't even know about yet. So no need to buy herbs anymore. The realtor said, oh, there's 12 olive trees, a lemon tree, avocado tree, and an orange tree. I was like, cool, that sounds manageable. Well, apparently there's like 10 other varieties of not only fruit, but nuts as well, and the herb garden and the flower gardens. So thank God we will be having a gardener who will come in to help us take care of all of this, because heaven knows, while I appreciate beauty and beautiful flowers and I enjoy looking at them and, thinking about God's nature, I don't want to do the work. It's just not my gig. Don't judge. When I arrived here at the house was reasonably clean, but I'm like a clean freak a little bit, and I had to take everything out and clean it again and organize it. There was either 3 or 4 of one thing and nothing in another part of the kitchen. So off I went shopping. I learned about all the local shopping areas. Surprisingly, there are a lot of stores here that are owned by Chinese people. And there are a lot of Brazilians here, which also kind of surprised me because we're in central Portugal. This isn't Lisbon. This isn't Porto. This is certainly not a metropolis. So I was kind of surprised that there was so much diversity. And we have Chinese food and there's other foods here. Where I lived in Sicily for 6 months to get my dual citizenship, that was way more remote than this is. There is much more opportunity and options here, which is kind of exciting. Speaking of opportunities here, I had the chance to meet with a lovely expat for lunch on, ironically, July the 4th, even though I had only been here for 3 days. There was a lovely lady I met on Facebook groups who invited me to lunch at the Ourém castle. So we had a lovely lunch, we chatted, and she invited me today to go to another event. A British expat friend of hers is turning 60 today, and she is having a big party. And wouldn't you know, this very lady, she and her husband purchased a village about 30 minutes from here. Yes, purchased a village, not a villa, not one place, a whole small town. And she and her husband are in the process of renovating it into a hospitality complex, which I know a little something about, and I can't wait to see their work and get to know them and see their place there, and also celebrate a new friend's birthday and meet hopefully other expats. That's what I'm doing today. I'm going to take a break from cleaning the house and going shopping and returning things and buying other things. And I am going to meet some new friends and put myself out there. I'm a bit of an extrovert, but I also like to be alone. Just being here the last few days, knowing no one, not really knowing the language, I'm happy to say that so far so good. 2 things happened. So the second day I got here, I decided to be lazy and hang a clock on a very high bar stool. Well, big surprise, I fell off the bar stool. The clock banged me in the head and I twisted my ankle. I decided to christen my swimming pool by dipping my twisted ankle in the pool. It felt lovely, and I snapped a picture of myself looking like I was, just relaxing all day by the pool, when in reality, it was the first time I had actually put my feet in the pool, and it was actually not for relaxation, but for the cold water to be bringing down the swelling. So that was interesting. Also on day 3, I lost electric in the house. By the time the electric went out, it was almost 9 o'clock. Now this is summertime, but it was already mid-dusk. So it was getting dark quickly. I have no flashlight here other than my phone. My phone was maybe at 30%. And so I was dialing the realtor and thinking to myself, what am I going to do if this realtor doesn't pick up the phone? I have nothing. I have no one else to call. I have no way of knowing what my electric company is, how to call the number. Is there an emergency number? Just nothing. And, it got me thinking about how important security is, even when we don't use the various things that are available to us, like 24-hour electric or a family member who can come and fix your plumbing. No one wants to be in a position where they have to use those services, but it is kind of nice to know they exist. Being here No electric day 3, twisting my ankle, being on the stone floor and kind of hobbling over to the refrigerator, hoping that there's an ice pack in it. And there happened to be one, so that was good. But there's something about the vulnerability of being alone in a new country. It's interesting. I can't say I was really worried about it, but it did make me think, wow, I find myself praying a bit more. Maybe it's the quiet, because it is very quiet here. Maybe it's the isolation of not speaking Portuguese yet, just having myself to talk to and the dog. It's also a bit freeing. I like it. I wouldn't want to live like this forever, and I look forward to the men coming, but for now, it's kind of nice. So guys, what is it that you would like to know about as I'm venturing into this new life living here in central Portugal? What initial questions do you have about how I'm processing living here? This is not only a new season of Anywhere with Kristen, but it's also a new chapter in my life, my husband's life, and my son's life. Anywhere with Kristen continues from central Portugal, from the Silver Coast, and from my little Portuguese villa. I will see you next time.